Sisters and brothers of America.
Success story of Colonel Harland Sanders at a house as fast food. I can follow an unlikely path to creating a multi-million-dollar international company. The 30 starts with Harland Sanders was born in a small town of Indiana in the year 1890. At the age of 12, after his father passed away, he took the responsibility on his shoulder and left him to find some jobs to support his poverty-stricken family. Later, his mother remarried when he was 12 years old. Because his new stepfather did not like the boys around, Sanders' brother was sent to live with a nice white kid. He was sent to work on a farm about 50 miles away. Sanders soon realized that he would rather work all day, abstain, go to school. So he dropped out in the 7th grade. Clayton. He started working at various places without a proper goal. In addition to his stint in Cuba with the army, Sanders spent the first half of his life doing a series of odd jobs, including stoking the steam engines of trains throughout the South, selling insurance, selling ties, making lighting system, and operating a ferry book Harlow. The only skill that he possessed was cooking, that his mother had taught him from the age of 7. After trying his hand at many odd jobs, he could not stay at any place for long. Later, he became a cook and a dishwasher in a small cafe. Finally, in the year 1930, he settled into a permanent job at the Shell filling station just outside a small city called North Corbin. In his free time, he used to cook dishes his mother hot rocks and serve them in his cereal house, which he had converted into a small eatery. I soon his streak and the country them ham recipe were a big hit. With the travels, I would regularly stop by eat at his place. It's all the savings that he has. Standards bought a larger place nearby to accommodate the ever increasing customers. He increased the dishes and included the legendary fried chicken recipe for the first time in 1936. By the year 1937, he again expanded the hood, which now accommodated up to 150 people. At the same time, he was extremely happy that he had become successful at it. Is viewable, but he was always looking to improve his production process and expand his customer base. Latest, in order to expand his food chains, he started traveling by God to different restaurants and cook his fried chicken on the spot. For restaurant's owner Hazel Sanders' recipe was rejected by 2009 restaurant. I did not like the taste, but Sanders never gave up. He knew that his recipe was one of a kind and unique. He went again with the same combination as he used to have and find a restaurant owner agreed to sell Sanders chicken. Soon more restaurants were breeding this Elvis' new recipe of fried chicken in the restaurant. By 1963, nearly 600 restaurants were selling the recipe. After 4 years, Kentucky Fried Chicken was at the peak of glory, but Sanders decided to sell the corporation to a private investor named John Y. Brown. Under the deal, he receives $2 million in cash and remains the official face of the company, for which he was paid about $250,000 every year. Sanders was not happy to let go of his baby right at the age of 75, that it would be best to see his company continue to grow beyond about making money. He customer experience than anything else. KFC implemented standalone stores but specialized in the take-home model. By the year 1967, KFC had gone on to become the sixth largest restaurant sales volume in the US. Later, KFC started and soon spread itself into more than 40 countries. With of the year 1970, KFC chains many had before it come under the ownership of M Brands in 1997. Soon added many more recipes into their menu like dessert, sandwiches and would complement express selling fried chicken recipes. By the year 1991, heads up and a recent estimate $6.2 million for a total of 2,500 outlets around the world. Expansion for KFC as there was no stopping to this ever growing company. Today's KFC is the second restaurant chain in the world. It has pleased many ups and downs, but has remained a cloud favorite ever since the flow with over 20,000 stores, 123 count, and this revenue of over $23 million. KFC today is one of the biggest brand in the world. Standards may motivation to become as wealthy as he could be. He is now known in 123 recipe, which is more than he would have ever hoped. The age of 65 for the cars full of cooking supplies. Result of endless trials and expense and the standards you eventually make it as one of the biggest brand in started stories. Sell is colonial standard for his impeccable persistence and determination.